All right, we are here at Resorts World. It is December 17th, a Wednesday, around 7 p.m. 56 degrees out Fahrenheit. If you head out those doors over there, that's where you can pick up a driverless robo-taxi, the Zooks. If you go to my most popular videos, second most viewed is my ride on that. You can check it out. Took it down Frank Sinatra over to Luxor and then back to Resorts World on the Las Vegas Strip. We are going to head outside onto the Las Vegas Strip. And then, I believe, head over to Circus, maybe a little bit of Fontainebleau. If you haven't yet, please hit that like button. It does help. If you want, you can leave a comment, but please try to be respectful as you can with those comments. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you can stay Vegas ready. I put out mostly daily Las Vegas videos. It might not always be that way, and I'm well aware every video might not be for you, but I'm sure there is something. Super thanks, monthly memberships are always welcome for a tip and donations. You can hit that under a video. $1 or $2 a month could go a long way, but especially if you just hit that like button, share videos, subscribe to the channel. It is greatly appreciated and greatly supports the channel. Resorts World sits where Stardust used to be. Actually, what I'll do is maybe I'll cross here. It is cool on the hotel that they have a huge screen. Like they were streaming the NFR rodeo on that. You can even like hook it up and play Mario Kart. Now we are on the north side of the Las Vegas Strip. Back in the day, this used to be like the prime Las Vegas Strip because you had Riviera right over there. And like we just saw, Stardust was behind us. A lot of old school movies were used, like 80s, 90s. You know, like Showgirls, a lot of scenes were filmed over here. Casino used Stardust and Riviera. Then obviously, if you keep going down a little bit, you got Sahara, which is still an older name. I believe that's probably the oldest name now, besides Flamingo, which is more center strip. Now that Tropicana was gone, I did film the implosion of the Tropicana. You can check that out on my channel. Now, besides getting into Vegas as being the whole "is Vegas dead in 2025?" which is not. Is it slower? Sure, just go by numbers. Does that all have to do with high prices? No. You had those same high prices in 2023 and 2024, and Vegas was coming back from COVID times as 2021 and 2022. You obviously, you didn't hear anybody talking about that. The high prices didn't just happen. They were still implemented those years coming up since COVID. So there are a variety of reasons of the slump in 2025. You could also quote Casino. Remember, that's when the corporations took over. Now it looks like Disneyland. That was back in the 80s. Also, it's not just a Las Vegas problem as well. But getting to the north side of the strip, even if we were, say, middle strip right now, center strip, where, so you got the Peppermill right here, famous diner, Bellagio, Paris, Cosmopolitan, City Center, Caesars, all the way up to, like I say, Encore, really. And then even going down all the way to MGM Grand, New York, New York. You got the line of Luxor, Excalibur, and Mandalay Bay, which are still all connected by a monorail. Mandalay Bay also is used a lot with connection to Allegiant Stadium. You still have Excalibur and Luxor as these two old school themed hotels. Now the walking traffic isn't always that great, like right in front of there, but the hotels still stay pretty packed for the most part. Especially now with the baseball stadium coming up, who knows what's going to start happening on that side of the strip. So right here you used to have Riviera. Westgate is over there. That was the International, Elvis's hotel. You have Circus over here. Now between Sahara and Fontainebleau, you have where Wet n Wild used to be. And there's been talks for so long about something eventually going there. At one point, I think it was like one of the biggest, tallest resorts. Remember, it took almost Fontainebleau 15 years to open. And this whole area right here, in front of the convention center, there were talks about a hotel, I think like some sort of attraction, obviously your whole shopping, dining. But again, talks, you saw some, did see renderings of what they want. Visuals, but that's about it. Now you have the whole talks of what potentially might happen to Circus, which they own the land all the way around, I believe, this whole timeshare area, the condos, into where they have the festival grounds, which where things like When We Were Young festival and other concerts and whatnot happen, which I believe they're gonna leave that like that. It is a prime spot for a hotel if you want it, right off of Sahara and the Strip. So this whole area right here, there's a few months where they were just flattening out the area. Now they should probably use it for a parking lot, and they could make money off that. Just put up QR codes around. This side of the Strip could use it. So much of the parking on the Strip is really nowhere. They did change an area where there was supposed to eventually, a hotel was supposed to go right next to the new Boulevard complex across the street from City Center. They eventually made that into a parking lot. But the only parking you really always have is either in a hotel, shopping center, which for locals now they're giving more free options. Again, they weren't doing that in 23 and 24 because they didn't need to, because it was still pretty busy, or at least they saw there was a come up. I mean, you had Fontainebleau just open, the beginning of what we know was Hard Rock, implosion of Tropicana, and knowing a baseball stadium was happening. So, and since we're on the north side, you do have a lot of people always talking about how Fontainebleau and Resorts World isn't doing that well. Like I always say, I don't really listen to a lot of other YouTubers, but I do know that's out there. I'm aware, and sometimes I listen to things, but just not constantly. But I always say, you take my giant crane theory, you take Resorts World and Fontainebleau, pick up Cosmopolitan, Aria, City Center, Planet Hollywood, anything that's remotely similar to one of these type of hotels, it would do significantly better. Obviously, that's where people want to go. As you can see, the foot traffic. When people come to Las Vegas, either for its first times or they come a couple times a year or whatever. Again, I'm not saying you're not going to have people stay on this side. Obviously, you have conventions going on here. This one, it gets busy. NFR, Resorts World was doing pretty well. But you have no foot traffic. People want to go. They want to go see the Bellagio fountains. They want to go to Paris. They see the Eiffel Tower, hang around there. Caesar's Palace, Cosmopolitan. I mean, you don't even have like Stardust and Riviera on this side of the Strip anymore to bring people in for that old school feel. So I think anybody that's talking about Fontainebleau or Resorts World and not mentioning that, I think one of the main, if not the main, reason they do not do well compared to any other hotels is because of location. There's no reason why you take these two hotels and put it on the main part of the Strip and take Cosmopolitan and put it over here. You're going to see a huge difference in each hotels, obviously. So there's only so much you could do. Management, who owns the hotel, if your location is not an area where people want to be compared to another area, it's not like you're the only area. So like I always say, you have to invest in this side of the Strip. You have to put something in between where Sahara and Fontainebleau is. You have also across the street from Wynn and Encore, where they own that land, and supposedly Wynn 2 is supposed to happen. They're supposed to add some pedestrian bridges. Whatever's going to happen to Circus. Like I said, whatever in front of the convention center. Then you have a shot. Like I said, it took 15 years for Fontainebleau to open. So what do you expect? You can't have to do something every decade and then expect some sort of liveliness. We're gonna walk in here. They actually redid this area a little bit. It looks nice. So yeah, that's just a little bit of my 2 cents. When you hear a lot of the YouTubers, content creators, just use the high prices as why of the slump in 2025. That's just their scapegoat. That's something going on and something that needs to be taken care of, and that's something that will draw in more people. But again, you had those same high prices in 23 and 2024. That's what they want to talk about. They have to talk about the slump in Las Vegas, obviously. You can't just like hide behind that and say that's not happening. And obviously they don't want to bring up other reasons, whether they're just don't want to or they're not knowledgeable about it. So it's, again, the scapegoat. And again, that's not a thing. And it's also, I think, a good thing also to an extent that now was brought to the attention that this is happening. Not just in Las Vegas, right? I mean, just Vegas is a symptom of a bigger issue. Not just Vegas with high prices and corporations and monopolies and whatever, you know. So that's just all Vegas is with hotels and everything. This is a cool spot. Not that I've ever been inside, but just from walking past it. I could have a slice of pizza at, what is it, Miami slice? Netflix just picked up an 8-episode show based on Las Vegas, a casino owner in this time period in Las Vegas. Curious what casino. I know Scorsese is behind it producing, which doesn't always mean much, but what casino they're going to use as what would be theirs. I'm sure they're going to maybe make up a name, or who knows, like in the show Las Vegas where they named it the Montecito, and a lot of Mandalay Bay was used for at least a lot of the valet area, and I know Green Valley Ranch off the strip was used. Miami slice. Hall of Excellence. Now I would have filmed in here, but you cannot, so. Rocking around the Christmas tree.
Wait.
So right here is the area where Wet n Wild used to be, in between Fontainebleau and Sahara. All right, we're gonna head into Sahara. They have a decent amount of Christmas decorations up. very first hotel on the Las Vegas Strip. It was right over here. El Rancho, and then I believe it was moved somewhere over here at one point. One day, probably not for a while, but I'm sure one day a huge resort will be built right here. We got Hilton Grand Vacations over here. All right, we're gonna go by Circus. Take a peek inside. Looking for Pennywise. So long, losers. Circus. We're not gonna go up to the arcade area. You have a good amount of videos up there if you'd like to check it out. I even rode the SpongeBob ride when it first came out. Opened up. Very slow Circus Casino. Alright, we're heading back to Resorts World. Alright, I am going to end this video here. Back where we started. If you can, please hit that like button. It does help. And make sure you are subscribed to the channel so you can stay Vegas ready. Thank you for exploring the north side of the Strip with me, and I will catch you in the next video.